enhanced unemployment benefits are set to come to an end in South Carolina on Saturday. Governor Henry McMaster saying that the extra $300 a week from the federal government is too much, and he says that it's time to get back to work. So joining us now to talk about this, we've got financial expert from Wcnc Guarantee, Wendy Terrill. Thank you, Wendy, for being with us. And
thank you for having me.
We'll start here. Absolutely. So what would you say to somebody who's about to lose this enhanced benefit? How would you guide them financially?
The first suggestion that I would make is to go through your last month's bank statement, cross out and cancel all unnecessary subscriptions, find out where your money is actually being spent, examine that budget, and get it down as low as possible.
So after you've done that, are there any other ways that you might recommend stretching what's left there at that point?
After they have gotten their budget down to as much as possible, there are other options. Homes are at an all-time high right now. There may be the consideration of downsizing, selling your home when it's at an all-time high, and consider something that's more within your budget. You are also going to have an option of you can almost always pull from your investments. Sometimes there can be withdrawal penalties for that, depending on your age, depending on what kind of investment you have. Talk with your advisor about that first, but that's also an option. The final option I would say is consider a temporary job that maybe isn't the field you're generally used to working in. These are desperate times, and sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. So consider looking for a job in a field that normally maybe you wouldn't look for as a temporary situation.
That's a good point, that last point, because I can't tell you how many times we've said here on the news, you know, this place is hiring, this place is hiring. We know that a lot of places are doing so. You know, something else I wanted to talk about too, we had just told folks this a few moments ago, but the CDC just announced that its final eviction ban moratorium, so its final extension of this, is going to now go to the end of July. So people haven't been required to pay rent. Maybe perhaps at that point, end of July, could lose their homes, lose where they live. Any recommendations for what folks should be doing in that situation?
So if you've taken advantage of where you're not paying your rent, or you have not paid your mortgage up to this point, there's going to be a huge balance that's due. In that situation, if it's a home, there is the possibility of having enough time, if you can afford to pay until that time, to sell your home to get out from under that. If you're renting and you don't have that possibility, I'm going to suggest that you get out of that situation where you currently are, get into another situation, another rental, before it's going to affect your credit. Pull from investments, do whatever you can do to try and get that money paid. But for some people, I think that might be almost impossible.
Yeah, certainly some tough decisions ahead for some folks that we know, but you've laid out some great advice and different avenues that folks can take. So Wendy, we thank you for your time and hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right.